fellow Aquas. How y'all doing? What's good? Welcome. Welcome to the Crocero. We are going to be doing your second half of May general reading here. We're going to start off with some animal energy, and then we're going to go right into the tarot. All right. What is the animal energy for Aquas for second half of May? Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh God. Okay. Did you guys just catch that sigh of relief that was like so organic out of me right now? I was like, oh, okay, let's talk about the buffalo. Okay, listen. And I felt like I had a case of the giggles right before I start this too, which is always like a auspicious sign. So the buffalo is all about abundance. This is always having this isn't just having what we need, it's knowing that we have what we need in the present tense, but also in the future tense, that we're always going to have exactly what we need. The buffalo doesn't plan ahead in terms of like, well, let me map out where the next watering hole is and where the, like, look at this lightning here. Even in the midst of an upcoming storm, buffalo is mad chillin'. Like, I'm always going to have what I need because I do always have what I need, right? They're showing me something really specific with this. So, I think it's in the last one, I think it's like the final Hobbit movie where it's like the Battle of the Five Armies or something. I think that's the one. And the leader of that village or kingdom or whatever is trying to bring all of this gold and riches when they have to evacuate because the dragon is like coming, it's like, it's time to leave. Dragon is mad and be blowing stuff up. You best go. And this dude is trying to bring all of this stuff with him, and he ends up just sinking to the bottom of a river as the dragon falls on him. And the story is the ones who got away to safety were the ones who didn't feel the need to bring all of this stuff with them. So this is really just that kind of divine faith of no, I'm not in that place of lack mentality. I don't feel the need to bring anything with me because it's whatever I need is going to be waiting for me when I get there. Even in the midst, especially in the midst of stormy weather, right? Ooh, stormy weather at a James. Okay. I love me some Etta James though. But this is really, 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 really auspicious. Really auspicious. Okay, fine. It's auspicious in a home context, but it's also auspicious in a monetary context. Okay? Home, money, but relationship. But this is really about material things in a larger, way. Cool. All right, let's see what's going on from Aquas for second half of May. What's going on with this buffalo? Bros. Two of Wands. This is great, so let's talk about this. So let's think about the Ace of Wands, right? Ace of Wands is what begins this suit, right? So you have this initial burst of fervor and energy, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna go, I don't know where I'm going, I'm going somewhere. And then you get to Two of Wands, and you're like, wait a minute, which is really funny. This is coming up after the buffalo. It's like, wait a minute. I got this fervor, but I should probably get a map or make a blueprint about where I'm going. This is a point of being at, it's kind of like a pre-crossroads point where you're taking just a moment, a beat, right, to really think about where you want to direct this burst of energy forward, right? Where do you want to direct this, right? It's really thinking about it before you do it, right? Beautiful. Really funny that the buffalo came up and then it's Two of Wands. So it's not looking at your new direction from a place of what's the logistic, smart path forward. It's really about following your desire. Follow your desire, right? What decisions, what choice, what directives would you make if you truly believed and knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that you would always have everything that you needed no matter which road you take? Ooh, I just got little shivies. Okay, what else is going on? What else is going on with my Aquas? Oh, really? Ten of Pentacles. So, when I get the Ten of Pentacles, I got to take a coffee break, Get ready to talk about this magnificence. Here's why I'm obsessed with this. Because the Ten of Pentacles is, by the way, buffalo obviously is an earth animal. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles, repping earth energy here. This is stability. This is material stability, but also home family stability. But remember when I said that this had to do with like 3D things, monetary things, home, money, all of that good stuff. And then we've got 10 of freaking Pentacles right here. The question might be, coming up here, what is your 10 of Pentacles? What's it look like? Does it look like what you thought it looked like? Does it look like what your mama says it should look like? What does it actually look like? What is your 10 of Pentacles? You maybe be called to just take a fresh look at that draft, right? Maybe update it. Maybe update that program, right? Fascinating. Seasonal. Okay, here's what I'm getting here. Do you see these 3 lotus flowers? Do you see that? Okay. These 3 lotus flowers here, right? They come up from the muck and the dirt and the excrement, and then they come up on top, all beautiful. But underneath it, it's like, wow, that's not so gorgeous. So this is really rising above the mundane of even this, the point of this is that even if something you have in your mind, like, okay, I want my 10 of Pentacles looks like A, B, and C, right? Here's the difference. If you look at your 10 of Pentacles, right, with a lack mentality, not through the lens of the buffalo, your options are going to be incredibly limited because you're coming from a place of lack or a limited perspective, right? We as Aquarians are really good at blowing things wide open and taking expectations, whether they're our own or other people's, and just blasting them to smithereens, right? So what does your 10 of Pentacles look like if you knew, beyond all shadow of any doubt, darling, right, that you were going to have exactly what you needed in pursuing your 10 of Pentacles? What does that mean? What does it mean? It means if you want, just for an example, right? Let's say that you want a house with a white picket fence and 3 little babies and 2 dogs running around and a partner and just like a bank account that's always pretty plush and you never have to have any. If that's what you want, but you're sitting here like, well, let me edit that because where I am right now, I don't see me doing that. So let me, I've been single for a long time. I can't imagine how this would even come to me. So let me edit this 10 of Pentacles to, I just want to be comfortable on my own. Now, there's a time and a place for that, right? But in this context, right? Ask for what you want, even if you don't see the path there or believe that it's even achievable with where you are right now. Go big. This is what I'm hearing. Go big in deciphering what your 10 of Pentacles is. Whether it's, air quote, reasonable, achievable, or not to where you are right now. Go big and because the buffalo also represents miracles. Ask for what you really want, okay? Ask for what you really want. See what you want really, really clearly so that you can attract it to you. Now, another point of this 10 of Pentacles is too, it's that fine line of being specific versus overly specific, right? So we're not asking for a particular partner, for a particular house, for a particular place in which we live, but rather the feeling of it, the reality of being in a situation where you have everything that you desire, regardless of what it looks like in the fine print. And I feel like that's the point of these lotus flowers here, right? Okay, let's get another one from Aquas. Yeah, see, that's what it is. And it does feel like, I have to tell you, it feels like we're at an intersection point, like a point of intersection, where we're being asked which way we want to go. One way is not necessarily better than the other. It's just about really getting clear on where we want to be, what we want, right? King of Cups? Yes. King of Cups. So this very much, King of Cups, rules the emotions, the realm of the feeling, all the feels, right? Let me say, we do have the full moon in Scorpio coming up this weekend, Saturday the 18th, I believe, right? The King of Cups, let's talk about it. The King of Cups feels very, very deeply, right? Feels very, very deeply, is definitely an empath and intuitive. He just doesn't feel the need to express it. He doesn't feel the need to express his feelings, right? And we got this like moon imagery here as well. What I'm getting with this, and it's kind of fascinating actually, I'm hearing to keep whatever this 10 of Pentacles is for you, keep it to yourself. Why? Why would you keep it to yourself? Here's why. Have you ever noticed when you share something with someone, whether it's your best friend, your auntie, your husband, whoever that is, when you share something with someone else, it's no longer yours, right? They're going to respond to what you say. They're going to meld their energy with what you've just told them. So they're bringing their energy into what, you're presenting them with. Does that make sense? And then they're going to be thinking of, let's say, okay, just for an example, let's say that your 10 of Pentacles, you get really, really clear about it, right? And you're like, just for an example, okay, I want to travel the world and, do TED Talks and spread, this mission or this vision. And I want to work with people around the world and all of this good stuff. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't even have my passport updated. I don't even know where I would go. I just know that this is what it looks like for me, right? Just as an example. And then you're talking to your auntie, right? And you're like, Auntie, I just, I got really clear on what I want, possibly around the time of this full moon, and this is what it is, and I want to go travel and talk to people and whatever. And then your auntie says, 2 of Wands, your auntie says, well, how are you going to do that? Well, that's not very practical. Well, I mean, how would you even do this? What are the logistics? What are the details? And you're like, oh my God, you literally just rained on my parade. And she didn't mean to, but it's like, then you've got that energy to it, and suddenly your buffalo is looking a little wilty over here, and you're like, oh, maybe I need to think more practically. I am hearing to not think practically about your 10 of Pentacles. Don't think practically about it, because the universe has no interest in practicalities. It doesn't, right? The universe wants to give you exactly what you want. Don't worry about the details when you are forming this picture for yourself. Not right now. Not right now. Okay, but it's about getting very clear about what this is for yourself. Impractical or not. Right? But I would really very much keep it to yourself. And let it grow within you. Let that energy grow. Sometimes it's really beautiful to just keep stuff that we want, things that we're thinking about, to ourselves, right? And let it grow that way. Let it sit in the incubation chamber and just grow. Just like you wouldn't expose a newborn baby to a harsh climate, right? It's the same thing with something that you want, an idea, a desire, a direction. It's not dissimilar. It's really, really not. Let's get a clarifier for this 2 of Wands here, though. Why don't we, though? 2 of Wands. Oh! Queen of Pentacles much? Yes, absolutely. The Queen of Pentacles, I'm so obsessed with this. Got a lot of earth energy here. Queen of Pentacles does not chase anything. She doesn't go after anything. She doesn't feel the need to pursue anything. Why? Because it always just comes to her. Very similar to the buffalo here, right? She is a wonderful receiver. She also trusts that she's always going to have exactly what she needs, and so she does. So what are we saying with this? This 2 of Wands, right? Getting that map together, not worrying about the finer points of the map, but just getting that image in our head of what is our 10 of Pentacles, realizing it and letting it incubate and grow and blossom within you, not unlike the lotus flower, right? This lotus flower, this 10 of Pentacles, we're still in the unknown of it. We're still in the lower depths. Let's get to a place where we're building. We get an idea. We see something. We feel something. Oh, this is what I want. This is where I want to go. And then wait till the lotus is fully grown and sitting on top of that water before you take, steps to share what that is or take steps towards it. This is about just receiving the inspiration of your next best steps. Okay? Please don't try to be practical about this, is what I'm hearing. That ain't the thing. This is not about practicality. This is about shooting for the stars. Okay? Yes, I just got shivers. It really is about shooting for the stars. Okay. Clarifier for this 10 of Pentacles here, though. 10 of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. This is just like the pentacle reading today. But I love, because there's so much earth energy here. And I kind of love that. So, the Knight of Pentacles, why I'm so freaking obsessed with this. Is this not the slowest moving knight that there is? Yes, this is the only knight in the deck whose horse is literally just stationary, right? It's slow moving energy. What did I just say about these lotus flowers? Wait with what you want, your ideas, where you want to go. Let it go through, let it grow, and then don't move on it. Don't share it, right? Until it's fully formed sitting at the top of the water. Let this grow within you, okay? Knight of Pentacles, take your time with this. This is quite possibly we're looking at your forever, right? So take your time with it. Let it grow and nurture it just like you would a newborn baby. That's what I'm getting here. Okay, but this is not a time for practicality. This full moon in Scorpio, let's just talk about this full moon in Scorpio for a second, okay? This full moon in Scorpio is a call to release things, right, that have been weighing you down or holding you back. I feel like for Aquarians, right? I feel like for us, what this full moon is going to translate to, if we let it, is really looking at our preconceived notions and going beyond our perceived limitations. That's what it is. We are being called to go beyond our perceived limitations, right? You might be surprised that you even have any preconceived limitation. I'm totally serious about this. You might really take some time under the influence of this moon in these next couple of weeks and go, oh my God, I really did not even realize that I was even looking at it through such a concrete or kind of like rigid lens, right? You might surprise yourself with that, but take your time because it really feels like it's an intersection point. You know that with in terms of like life paths, y'all, let's just keep it real. In terms of life paths, there's many different options and it's all written in pencil. I promise you, there's certain marks that are, in terms of like life plan, life lesson, soul path, that are in pen, but most of that is in pencil, y'all. It's in pencil, which means it's changeable, which means that we can choose which direction we go, right? Because there are a lot of different options about, through which we can learn the same lessons that we came down here to learn. Does that make sense? So it's about which path do you want? Get discerning about it and be the master of your own destiny right now. Go big or go home. This is not the time to be practical. Kind of love that, right? Let's get a clarifier for this King of Cups here. Let's do it. Duh. Okay, the Hierophant. Do you see the lightning going on here? The lightning, mirroring of the lightning here. Let's talk about this. I'm kind of obsessed that this came up. So the Hierophant is about, in this context, the way things should be done, right? This is you talking to your auntie or your mama or your daddy or your third cousin on your dad's side, whoever, right? And them going, well, let's get practical about these details. Oh, you want to be just another example? Oh, you want to be a famous actor? Is that what you want to do? Well, how is that practical? How is that? How would you even do that? What are you going to do? Go out to Hollywood? Nobody makes it out there. It's that kind of rigidity of thinking and feeling, right? That's the Hierophant. It's like, this is how things are done. This is the traditional route, right? You might even get some, pushback around things around you that are like, there could be people around you when you're going through this time of really discerning what it is that you want, who are just going to feel the need to put in their, 2 cents here. And the fact that it is clarifying this King of Cups, and we were just talking about keeping this to yourself and letting it incubate and grow, and don't expose it to the thoughts or energies of others, because it is going to be like a newborn baby energy. This is coming up to clarify that. Because guess what the Hierophant represents? Practicality and tradition, y'all. Practicality and tradition. This is saying, don't even go there. Okay? Don't even go there. And let's just be really, really real about this. Let's just be really, really real about this. Aquarians, for a lot of us, our most happy place is within our own mind and spending time with ourselves. When we're sitting on something that we know that we want, or we get a spark of inspiration, right? Again, back to the lightning, of like a path forward, and it starts to become clear to us. There's almost nothing better than just having that to ourselves, and it's ours, and we're just nurturing it, nurturing it, nurturing it. And then comes the lotus flower, and then suddenly people around you are like, wait a minute. How long has this been going on? How long have you been planning this? Oh my God, what's going on? I feel like this just happened like that. And you're over here like, it didn't just happen like that. I'm just sharing it with you now. When it's a more mature child, right? When it's not so susceptible to the thoughts, opinions of others and the directives of others, right? This is a time to really keep what you're working towards to yourself and keep it yours energetically for now. Okay, let's go ahead and get an oracle, but of course, I love it. Because you know what this is too? This is thinking big and dreaming big, and it is also, remember how we've been talking about, releasing expectations and getting less specific about what we want and all that good stuff. It feels like this is a clean slate from which we are working. It's almost an opportunity. It's coming in here to say like, okay, you've cut loose a lot of this dead weight. You've released what was no longer working. And now you are a manifestation magnet and a clean slate. You are a whiteboard. You are a clean chalkboard. That's what's going on here. And now you're being called to be Harold in the Purple Crown. Harold in the Purple Crown, a children's book, where he literally just created his own world with his purple crown. That's what you're being called to do right now. But that's the opportunity before you. P.S. It's not always this way. This is an opportunity here that I feel like won't be hanging out forever. It's literally something that's written in pencil that's being offered to you, and it's up to you. It's up to you, right? I love it. It feels, I have shivers. It really feels like this is a point where a lot of you are going to pick up this boon and run with it, right? And then the result is going to be a reality the likes of which you are just amazed by. Again, you've got Buffalo and 10 of Pentacles here. That's what it is, okay? Woo, I love it. Aquarians love to collaborate, and there's a lot of times when collaboration is key. But for this, collaborate with yourself and your guides around this. That's what I'm getting, okay? Oh my God, I'm so obsessed. Okay. Waterfall, effortless. I'm completely obsessed with this. This has a lot to do with, I feel like this has because we got a lot of water here actually, because we also got ocean, ebb and flow, a lot of water here. We do have this full moon in Scorpio coming up here. And we also got spring equinox, rebirth, right? So what does this mean? What does this mean? Remember when we were talking about the Queen of Pentacles and how she doesn't chase anything or feel the need to go get her done, so to speak? She's just a great receiver. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a slow moving energy where you're really taking your time with this and letting the lotus flower form fully, right? And then we have the King of Cups, water energy here, where he feels very deeply, very psychic, very perceptive. It doesn't feel the need to share what he's picking up on. And then the Buffalo. We always are going to have exactly what we need and more, right? They're calling me to talk about this a little bit more. This isn't just having what you need. It's having 10 times more than you ever thought you could ever hope or wish for, right? That's what this is. It's like what is it like? It's like wishing for an apple, right? And then getting an orchard. That's what this is. That's what this is. Because when we think beyond the limits of practicality, we can manifest stuff that is just on a whole other level, right? Kind of like winning the lottery in that way, right? But waterfall, effortless, ocean ebb and flow, and spring equinox rebirth. This is really, really beautiful. This is really about being in a place where you are getting very, very clear on what you want your life to look like. But how are we going to get there too? That's the question. How? How do we figure out what this Ten of Pentacles is for us? How do we get outside of practicality? Because practicality is hammered into our heads from the time of, since we're kids for a lot of us, right? When are we ever told, for the most part, don't be practical, be fantastical? No, right? Did you ever sit with your guidance counselor in high school or whatever have you? And didn't they say, let's be practical about this? When are they ever like, be fantastical? No bounds or limits. You know what I mean? But that's what we're being called to do right now, right? Ebb and flow, let it come to you. My point in saying this is all of this water that's coming up here, what does this represent? What is the ocean a metaphor for? The unknown, the subconscious, and intuition. Just look at this. Look at this, right? Let it come to you. Be in a place of receptivity, right? Ebb and flow with the information that you're receiving, right? Let it ebb and flow within you as well. But this ebb and flow is also being open to, again, wanting things and wanting to take a new direction that may, by all accounts, look or seem or feel impractical, unlikely, or like it's shooting for the stars a little too much, right? Into spring equinox, rebirth, new starts, new cycles. Look at this queen. And she's got the rabbit here, which is about fertility. We've got a butterfly here, which is about transformation, metamorphosis from one state of being to another. This is exactly what it is, you guys, okay? I want to get one more from the Goddess guidance deck, which I've been really obsessed with lately. But this is, go big or go home type deal. It really, really is. Okay. That's Oracle for my Aquarius. Oh my God. Okay. We have Athena, inner wisdom. Athena don't play, okay? You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. I am so obsessed with this. So let's talk about this. When she says take appropriate action without delay, the action is not making moves in the material sense to make this Ten of Pentacles, this dream of yours, this vision of yours come to life. It's about taking appropriate action to discern and decipher what your Ten of Pentacles is. Does that make sense? Because this is also inner wisdom. We got the owl here, which is about seeing things clearly and clairvoyance, right? This is not get with your friends and sit down and have a group discussion about, what's best for you. This isn't even about, oh my gosh, I'm going to say it. This is what I'm getting. This is not even okay, I'm really getting called to tell you this right now. This is not about going to other people, whether they be psychics, readers, intuitives, whatever have you, and getting their input and advice. This is about being your own intuitive. That's what you're being called to do right now. Be your own intuitive. Okay, you have to remember something, and I just feel the need to talk about this for whatever reason. Well, not for whatever reason, but when you get a reading from a psychic, from an intuitive, whatever have you, right? They're still a human being, right? Now, they are receiving information. They are a conduit. They, are getting downloads that they're sharing with you, but that information that they're getting still has to pass through the Pictionary diagram of their own human experiences, right? Readers, just like everybody else, can get clogged from time to time, right? They need rest, they need breaks, they can get clogged, they can have trouble discerning their own issues in the reading from the person that they're reading before. Why? Because they're human beings, right? You are very much being called right now in terms of the context of what your 10 of Pentacles is, to discern this for yourself and be your own intuitive. That is very much what I'm getting. Be your own intuitive. Because another thing is too, like, remember when I said this is about really keeping this to yourself and letting this grow within you? That's including psychic people, intuitives, readers. Because even if you were to go to them and be like, I'm feeling this, I don't even know if it's practical or probable, but I just really, this would be my dream. This is my dream, right? They're going to give you insight and wisdom based from the realm of their own experience, because that's how it works. And what if you are dealing with a reader that is not acquainted with the buffalo energy? What if you're because that's the thing. Remember when I said to keep it yours because others' thoughts and opinions can color it and distort it for you right now, and you want to treat it like a newborn baby, not expose it to any energies that aren't your own? I'm very much getting this right now, and I want to bring something else up because I'm hearing to talk about this. It is very human to want answers. It is very human to want to know what's going to happen next. But please believe me when I say, no one can see your path forward more clearly than you can feel it. That's it. You may not always be able to see it clearly, right? Some of us, have that gift in clairvoyance. Some of us don't. Some of us have it in different spades. Aquarians are definitely a little extra clairvoyant, in my opinion. But you can feel the best path for you and what's coming up for you just by clicking into your emotions and your feelings around it. Right? Nobody knows what's coming up for you more directly or more clearly than you can feel what's coming for you or what is right for you from a kinesthetic, feeling, clairsentient sense. If you're in a place where you very much want to know what's happening next and you are going to others to help you to discern that, whether that's friends or family or coworkers or psychics, intuitives, if you're in that place, you are being called. There's a time and place for that, y'all. There's a time and place for that. But right now, you are being called to be your own psychic. Be your own counselor. Okay? No one is going to be tuned in and tapped in to your life path and what's ahead for you better than you. Right? It's just about trusting and believing that you have the ability to do so, to click in and feel what's ahead for yourself, right? And to see things clearly. I don't know. I just feel like that is very, very pertinent right now. That it's a time to be your own psychic and your own intuitive, your own counselor, your own best friend, right? But that doesn't mean it's just you. I'm talking about your guides here too, your people, your guides, your angels, whoever that is for you, right? That they're here to help you, right? But that's it. I would not go to other human beings. That's what I'm getting here for y'all, to really make these decisions and to really feel through what's coming up for y'all. That's just what I'm feeling. And I feel like it's a really important time to Let me break it to you like this. This is what they're telling me. Let's say you get a reading with an intuitive and they tell you everything, just for an example, they tell you everything that you could possibly want to hear. They tell you this 10 of Pentacles story. And you're like, whoa, that's amazing, right? And they tell you, but you have doubt. Has that ever happened to you where you get a reading like that and it's all sugar, cookies, and rainbows and lollipops, but you have this little nagging feeling of doubt, right? Here's the difference. As opposed to if you are sitting down and being in a place of receptivity, if you're meditating, if you're walking, doing active meditations, if you're doing channeling, creative writing, whatever that is to get you tuned in and tapped in and zoned in to the information, intuitive information within and around you, right? And you get the image of this 10 of Pentacles, right? And you just see it so clearly. And it happens to be sugar and lollipops and rainbows, right? There's not the same inkling of doubt that happens. Why? Because it came from you. And what I mean by that, it doesn't have to be, right? We can doubt ourselves, absolutely. But the inner knowing that happens when we receive something intuitively and we get the truth chill and we feel it in our bones, you do not get that with getting a reader, getting that information from a reader that's outside of your own intuition, right? There's nothing like getting this information download and directives from yourself in a way when you just know and feel that something is true. That's the difference. Please do this for yourself is what you're being called to do right now. Okay? Guys, I'm obsessed. I absolutely love this for us. I'm actually going to get, you're telling me to get one more, and why not? Because Aquarian readings are always the longest, because I just love you guys. And I want to sit in the energy all freaking day long. Let's get one more Archangel from Aquarius. Let's do it. But you're definitely being called to be your own intuitive and discern what your 10 of Pentacles is. Oh my God. So obsessed with this. Okay, remember who you are. Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. Remember who you are. Do you see these parallels? Remember who you are, and then Athena, inner wisdom here. Yes, because what they're telling me with this too, and I believe this, right? Whatever works for you. But for me, I believe that we chose, before we came down here, the lessons that we wanted to learn for our soul evolution purposes, right? I believe that. So who can tap into the lessons that you wanted to learn this time around and what you wanted to achieve this time around better than you? Remember who you are, right? See yourself clearly, right? I'm obsessed with this. I'm also really getting called for you guys. There's a lot of information here in this. We see the blues here too. Blues here, throat chakra. This remembering who you are bit, if you can truly, put the effort into seeing yourself clearly before you were told that you couldn't do things, that what you wanted was improbable or impractical, right? What was it like as a child when you believed that anything and everything was possible because no one told you different yet? Right? I absolutely love this. But this is a call to some serious work here, but I love it because it's really picking a point of direction and just following it with full belief and abandon. What's your 10 of Pentacles? Figure that out for yourself and by yourself, right? With the help of the celestial, whoever that is for you. Okay? All right, my fellow Aquas. I hope this was of help to you and resonated with you. If it wasn't, it did. Please let me know in the comments below. I would just absolutely love that. I love you guys so much. You are my absolute favorites. And with that being said, just thank you for being here, y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. But mostly, as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.